Hello everyone. We are going to continue the topic physical quantities and measurement, and this is the part 4 of this chapter. Today we are going to learn about the topic measuring length. Okay, in the next session, in the previous session, we have learned about the SI unit, etc. Okay, so we'll continue the topic, and here it is the topic what measuring length. Length is one of the fundamental physical quantity. We have learned in the previous sessions that there are 7 physical quantities and length is one out of them. Okay, so length is one of the fundamental physical quantities. Length of an object is defined as the distance between two extreme ends. Okay, if I'll say that what is the length of your mobile, then what will you do? You will just find out the distance of the extreme points, end points. Okay, extreme points means what? End points. So actually the length of any object is the distance between the extreme points. If I'll say that what is the length of the table, then you will find the distance between the extreme points. Actually that is the length of the table. Okay, if I'll say that what is the length of this line segment, so you will just find out the distance between the extreme points, this point and this point. This is the then whatever distance will be, that will be the what length of that object. And we know that the SI unit of length is meter. There are many units but a standard, okay, or we can say that SI unit of length is meter. About the SI unit, we have learned that what is SI unit. Okay, so for the length it is meter. As different objects have different lengths, we have different units for measuring. Obviously something is very smaller, something is bigger, something is very bigger, and the distance sometimes also the distance is very smaller, sometimes it is bigger, sometimes much bigger. Okay, so different objects have the different lengths, etc. We have different units for measuring lengths, and different units like foot, meter, centimeter, inches. Okay, so different units are there for measuring the lengths, but SI unit is the only one. Sometimes we need to measure very long lengths and sometimes very short ones. Therefore depending upon the need, different units of the length are used. Obviously sometimes we need to measure the very short lengths, like we can say that the length of the mobile, length of the pen, the length of the needle. Okay, a lot of things are there. And sometimes very bigger, the length of the distance, we can say the distance of what between the two cities. We can say that the distance between the Patna and Bihar, like this. And very large, the distance between the earth and the sun, it is very large data. If you will find out the distance, it is much bigger. So for these different lengths, okay, we use the different units. About those units we'll talk here. About the prefixes, in the previous session already we have learned. Okay, so that only we'll use here. Suppose that here we have seen that many units are there: millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, meter. Okay, millimeter, actually it is the symbol of millimeter is M for millimeter, milli. And for centimeter, cm, c stands for centi, and m stands for meter. Okay, centimeter. Deci, then d, and meter, then m, like this. Decimeter and meter. So these are the symbols for the different units of the length. Okay, and then what is the relation between the these units and meter? Like this, here you can say that 1 meter is equal to 0.1 centimeter. Okay, or 0.001 meter. Already we have learned that what is the meaning of milli. Milli prefix is used for the hundredths part. Okay, millimeter. Okay, 1 milli, what I have written, milli. Okay, let me write here 1 millimeter. Actually milli is the prefix, and this prefix is used when the what multiple is like this, 1 by 100. For 1 by 100 we use the milli prefix. So 1 by 100 meter, then 1 by 100, in place of 1 by 100 we'll write milli. Okay, and how many 1 by 100? 1 only. 1 by 100 is there, so we'll add that. 1 by 100 means what? Millimeter. How many 1 by 100? 1. If it will be 2 by 100, it means 2 into 1 by 100, then 2 milli. Okay, so for 1 by 100 we write milli prefix. Okay, so for this one prefix has been fixed, and that is milli. Got it? Oh, sorry, I'm saying 1 by 100 is it is the thousandths part. Sorry for that. Actually 1 by thousandths. Okay, for this milli prefix is used. Okay, for 1 by 100 centi prefix is used. Sorry for that. So 1 by 1000 meters, suppose that you have to write, then for 1 by 1000 we use the milli prefix. That's why here we can write it that milli and meter. For milli also a small m is used. Okay, and for meter m, a small m already we use. So millimeter. Suppose that if we have to write 1 by 100 meter, okay, then this is very small what length, meter, hundredths of meter. If you will divide meter into 100 part, okay, then it will be. So for this 1 by 100, okay, hundredths of meter, this 1 by 100 we use the centi prefix. Okay, which prefix? We use the centi prefix. So in place of 1 by 100 we can write centi. Okay, and meter. For centi the symbol C is used. Either you can write in the word also, that CENTIMETERE. Okay, either you use the symbol or name of the unit, anyone you can use. So we'll have to learn the value of the prefixes. That for the milli we use 1, it is used for 1 by 1000. Centi it is used for 1 by 100. Okay, for deci, deci is used for 1 by 10. Got it? So like this, and then you can easily correlate the different units. And here kilometer, okay, inches, these are more units of the length. So kilo is also the prefix. In the last session we have learned kilo prefix is used for what? 1000. Okay, for 1000. Suppose that I am writing 1000 meter. Okay, so in place of 1000 we can write kilo and meter. Why? Because for 1000 kilo prefix is used. Okay, for 1000 kilo prefix is used. So in place of 1000 we can write kilo and meter. So how many thousands are there? 1000. So 1 kilometer. Suppose that 2000 meter will be there. Okay, 2000 meter, it means what? 2 into 1000 meter, it means 2 and 1000. For 1000 we use the kilo prefix and then meter. So in place of 1000 we will write k is the symbol for kilo and meter, so 2 kilometer. I hope that you understood about the prefixes that we have discussed in the last class. Now inches is also the unit of the length, and the relation between the inch and centimeter is this, that 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeter. So in your ruler also one side inch scale is there, one side centimeter scale is there, you must have noticed. And foot, actually 12 inches make 1 foot. Okay, 12 inches make 1 foot, like 100 centimeter makes together 1 meter, like that. Okay, so foot is also the unit of the length. Yard is also the unit of the length. 3 feet is known as 1 yard. Okay, 3 feet is known as 1 yard. So these things we'll have to learn. And astronomical unit, it is used for the larger distance. Okay, especially these units are used for what? Celestial bodies. Okay, the distance, to measure the distance between the celestial bodies. So 1 astronomical unit is equal to 1.5 into 10 power 11 meter. So these are the units for measuring the length. Okay, if we need to measure the length of the book, suppose that if you have to measure the length of the book, we measure in centimeter generally because it is smaller than meter. Okay, the thickness of the wire is measured in the smaller units, millimeter, because it is much less than centimeter. So millimeter is enough, or what we can say that it is proper unit for measuring the thickness of the wire. So according to the what requirement, we use the different units. Now we'll talk about the instruments for measuring lengths. Okay, instrument for measuring the length. As you can see the ruler, many things, sorry, if you can see the figure here, we use the many of these. Okay, like a ruler we use to measure the length of the line segment, etc. Our measuring tape is also used in our house, or the tailor use, the shopkeeper use who sell the cloth, etc. So measuring tape is used to measure those things. And these vernier calipers and screw gauge, these are also used to measure the length of the objects, of smaller objects. These things you can see in your laboratory. Okay, in the labs these are used. So the measurement of the length can be made, sorry, 4 will not be, can be made using various measuring tools. These are the tools, measuring tools. Okay, ruler, meter rod. What is meter rod? Uh, if you'll go to purchase the cloth, okay, then cloth, what, unstitched cloth, according to meter, okay, how much length is required, that you will say to the shopkeeper. Then you must have noticed that the shopkeeper measure either with the measuring tape or one rod. They have one rod, the shopkeepers have one rod. Okay, actually that is of approximately 1 meter. Okay, that is measured. Okay, fixed length is there of that rod, that is known as the meter rod. Got it? So ruler, meter rod, measuring tape, vernier calipers, this, and the screw gauge, this, okay, are used for measuring the length of the object. So for a small length measurement, okay, for very small length measurements, instruments like vernier calipers and screw gauge are used. These are used for measuring very small length. Okay, these are used to measure the thickness, diameter, length and breadth, etc. of the very small things. And about this we'll discuss in detail later. So in this session this much only, and till that time, bye. And the rest of the topic will be discussed in the next session. So keep studying well, all of you. Bye, have a nice day.